Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Lautman, and you are about to be inspired and energized to take your business and your life to the next level. We are providing training that makes a difference in the lives of millions all around the world through our seminars, coaching programs, and video trainings just like this one. But before we get started with today's interview, we want to have a word from our sponsor. Supreme Outsourcing is an outsourcing company that wants you to delegate the work that you don't want to do, don't know how to do, or quite frankly don't feel that it's worth your time. They want to do that work for you. If you're ready for more freedom, if you want to reduce your expenses, and you'd like to increase your revenues, give Supreme Outsourcing a call or send them an email or go ahead to their website and contact them. They do anything that can be done online or on the telephone. Anything from building a website to designing your graphics to your social media management to making outbound sales calls or appointment setting calls to taking inbound calls or customer service calls, doing data research, data entry, your bookkeeping, you name it. Supreme Outsourcing is the supreme choice in delegating your tasks to. If you want to become a lifestyle master, you need to start delegating more. And if you know me, you know that I say a master of lifestyle is one whose best friends don't know the difference between their work and their play. So this is Louis Lautman, and get ready for today's training. Hey, it's Louis Lautman. I am really excited because I have an amazing guest here today that I had the opportunity to meet several months ago on the telephone as we were bringing the Yes movie down to Australia to screen it all throughout the country. One of my business partners had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman who has had tremendous success over the last few years, and I had the absolute pleasure of meeting him just a couple months ago in Sydney, Australia. His company, Eweb Marketing, and I got to read this, is rated by BRW as one of the top 50 best places to work. It's inside of the Fast 100 fastest growing companies in Australia. Deloitte Technology rates him as one of the top 50 fastest companies in Australia, as well as in Asia. He's rated as Asia's best employer. Action Coach rates him as the #1 place to work. The Sydney Morning Herald. The list goes on and on and on. He has created a company culture that is second to none, and we've actually been talking about our outsourcing company, Supreme Outsourcing, and just talking with this gentleman and looking at how he prospects and is looking for employees was completely different for me, because as he was telling me what he's looking for, it had nothing to do with the job description really. It had to do with his company culture, and I think that is so powerful, so amazing, and I have the absolute pleasure to bring you Mr. Gary Ng. How are you, Gary?
Good, Louis. Good to speak to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm really excited to really open up and talk about happy culture, happy profit, and happy world, because I know that's something that you stand for, and there you are, you're wearing your shirt on happiness.
Yeah, definitely. I think we could all do with a lot more happiness in this world, and if we can make a dent in, or at least bring a lot more happiness to this world, that excites me. That excites me to jump out of bed every single day.
Yeah, me as well. But you know, it's interesting because rarely do I see in the corporate world that the #1 thing that people are looking for is happy employees. Typically, they're looking for people who are going to increase their bottom line and what are you going to do for me today? Not really caring if they're happy or healthy.
Yeah, and that's very true, Louis, and I think that's fundamentally why most businesses, they struggle to do well. If I say that you can, there's 2 electricians that you can utilize their services, and one of which you know that they put profit as #1 and they put their customers as #2. And so they may have excellent customer service, but you just know that they just care about profit #1. Versus this other company, they put you as #1 and they just care so much about you, you can tell, and they put their profit as #2 because they know that fundamentally if they look after your customers, you're going to be happier, you're going to return for more business, you're going to give them referral, and the money will come subsequently, but they don't focus as #1 as profit. So it's not just in the marketing collateral what they put, but when you engage with the team, someone whether care about you as number one or they care about profit number one, it's not something they can hide. You can pretty much tell within a minutes of dealing with that person and that company what is higher in terms of like importance. But most people that start out business, they say, you know what, I want to be achieve financial freedom. So that's why I want to start a company. They put like profit as one, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I started with the ambition of wanting to become a millionaire. That's why I started a company. But as I go on, I start to realize that is that the be all and end all? Like, at what cost? What happens if I, for every $10,000 extra I can make, but then I have to make someone else rip someone off and make them unhappy, or don't provide the best customer service because I'm putting profit as number one. So there comes to a point that it's not really worth it for me. And by looking after our team and our customers and our stakeholders, lo and behold, we started like winning awards. We started growing a lot faster than before. Versus when we focus on making profit as number one. So the key is, like, for me, like that's what I think. Like, when you get a great culture, happy culture that look after your customers and your suppliers and your partners, you're gonna have like happy profit. And when your company is doing well, have a good culture, everyone's happy, is energized, going to work, when they go home, they're going to take that positive energy to the friends and family. For me, I get excited to go home, and I bring that positive energy to my friends, and my friends then share it with their friends and the family as well. So that's how we can bring happiness to this world. When I guess, like, when people are working so much these days, more and more hours working in the actual work time, the time they spend with their friends and family is minimal. So if they're unhappy at work, they bring that negative energy back home and to the friends and family, and that's no good.
Yeah, no. So have you always had happy cultures? I mean, how old is Eweb Marketing?
Eweb Marketing has been going on like for 13 years.
13 years. So just if we could, can you share with us your revenues last year, just so the people who've watched it this far, they know that they're talking to someone who's credible and who's built a profitable company?
Well, I guess there's always going to be companies that are smaller than us and bigger than us. We generated over $10 million in revenue last year, but ultimately, I think there's plenty of case studies of successful companies that focus on customer service and happiness, and they have delivered like extraordinary results. Look at Sapples with the whole customer experience and delivering happiness. Look at Google, what they've done with the culture, and just like that's the secret to success.
Yep. And how many employees currently do you have working for you?
We've got 38 employees right now, full time.
Okay. So if you think back 10, 11, 12 years ago when you were starting your company and building it, was it always this culture of happiness? Maybe you can actually break down your story a little bit and how you got involved in what it is that you do and where this all comes from.
Well, I guess that if you look at my childhood, am I always someone that was happy? I can tell you my parents wouldn't say that I'm always a happy kid. In fact, they was very worried about me at one stage that I was very short-tempered as a teenager and always have a frown on my face. And but I think when I moved from Hong Kong to Australia, around year 8, like when I'm like around 14, 15 years old, I watched this infomercial at night, which I attribute to like changing my life. They're talking about this elephant. When this elephant was growing up in Thailand, I think there was training the elephant, and they strapped this elephant around the neck with a metal chain to a metal pole. So an elephant, like even when a baby elephant is small, but it's still quite strong. But no matter how hard the elephant tried to move, it couldn't get away. So when the elephant did grow up, they just put a normal rope around it and just hold it, and sometimes just put it onto a normal wooden pole. The elephant wouldn't even try to get away because psychologically it's been ingrained with the mindset, no matter how hard I try, I cannot get away, and doesn't try anymore. So through that that infomercial, it then talks about like a lot of us when we being raised, our parents or the people around us always say, no, don't do this, don't do that, no, that's bad, no, don't do this, and there's a lot of negativity towards like the way that we've grown up. But the secret is that you can reprogram yourself, like through positive affirmation, or as Tony Robbins would put it, incantations, like just saying that I'm a happy person, I believe I can be successful, I'm a smart person, all this positive affirmation that can bring you to a happy self. And on top of that, like what was good about that was they talked about some subliminal programming as well. And subliminal programming is just like they got like music in the background where you hear like sea waves and seagulls quack 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 in the background, and it's got positive message program inside. I don't know whether like it works or not, but the fact that I don't have to do anything, I can just lie before I go to sleep, put on the tape, listen to seagulls and sea waves in the background, and somehow it will automatically program my brain. And if I'm up for it, I will say a few like affirmation in the back, like I believe I'm a good person, I believe I can achieve good, I am this great person. And suddenly I see myself starting to transform to become a lot happier person in general. And progressing to, I guess, to the point when arriving at uni, a lot of people told me university is going to be like very difficult and challenging. But for me, it was the greatest time of my life, like where I get to hang out and meet a lot of like-minded people. I didn't go to uni to attend lectures. I go there to hang out with friends. In fact, I didn't just limit myself to my university, but I went to like most of the nearby university campus like that I don't belong to, but I go there just to meet other people and meet other friends. I've set up a social club that organize ski trip, dance party, harbor cruises, and like crazy events like for us to hang out, to have fun. And I love that environment of people like just coming together and just bonding. So eventually when I graduated, like half a year before I graduated, the internet was booming. I decided to start my own company. And I always thought that, you know what, like work can be like uni, like when I was organizing clubs, it could be just as fun. So why do I do that? So even when I was working from the home office, I still had like an Xbox Day, and we have Xbox Friday, and every so often we would drive out to somewhere nice to go out to have lunch together on the limited budgets, and we have LAN games and stuff like that builds onto where we were today. So there's always an element of happiness involved, but one of the things that as you grow as a company, when you have like around 10 staff or so, around that size, you tend to be a very close-knit group, and every single person is like a small family that you're very close-knit. However, with almost every single business that grows, there comes to a point that people start to see us versus you mentality, like that they don't have as much interaction with you as a business owner. So that's the business owner, and that's us as employees. So, or maybe in some cases, there's them as management, and that's us as employees. It's always going to come to this point of segregation. And even though you still treat them like family, like you so care so much about them, and you put their needs like even in front of your needs, there's going to be a point that it's just like they don't appreciate it. And I don't blame them specifically, but it's just the culture of how society is and how the way that we form our companies. And there was one time that we amongst like our company is growing, we have to hire more and more people, and the first group of people tends to be friends of friends, but as we ran out of the friends of friends to hire, we're having to go external to recruitment agencies and advertise on newspaper and online.
So let me stop you here, because I think there's a real nice key distinction that you're coming at. Did you find that in the beginning of building your company, the best way to find committed workers who are doing a good job were through friends of friends versus the old post an ad and have someone answer an ad and interview them? So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, from we actually track like the retention rate of the people we hire through referral and like through friends of friends, and the retention rate is definitely like at least like 3 to 5 times higher than like from traditional
so
sources.
there's a good point for everybody watching is in building your business and you have a good worker is to look at friends and family because the retention rate, and I also have known that and seen that myself in my own business, is when you bring in people through a warm referral, they tend to stay a lot longer. So that's good. It's a great distinction, Gary. Thank you.
Yep. So there was one time that I guess when the company was growing, we were up to around, I think, 15, 16 people. We started learning through one of my team feeding back to me. There's this group of staff that has been engaged in, I guess, bring down the morale of the company behind the scenes. Like we were using instant messenger at the time, like during work hours or for ease of communication, and during lunchtime, this group would meet together as well. And what would they talk about? They would talk about stuff like very insignificant things, but it could be, oh geez, like the toilet is a bit dirty today. Oh geez, I didn't like what my manager said to me today, and Jesus is something this and that.
So you started to find some negativity in the workplace.
Yes, negativity. And with a lot of people I talk to in most culture that, oh, that's just part of work. Like there's a lot of bitching and that's what they call it. And for me, that's no good. Because I love them and I treat them like family. Like this is not like a multinational company. And even if I feel to stage it that we have thousands and thousands of employees, I don't want the culture to be like this. And from what I've learned is one of the stuff that tends to happen is, imagine if one person come up to you to say, you know what, Louis, geez, the bin is a bit dirty today. It may be a very small thing, but what if you have a team of 35 or 50 people, and your whole day someone come to you saying the bin is dirty, and then someone saying the water tap is leaking, and someone says you know what, this client is stupid, and the other person saying this process is stupid, the manager is stupid, and you just brings the whole day down, all those negative interactions. So for every single person we employed, before they started, I said that this company is not perfect, so that's why I need you on board to come and help us grow it.
So were you looking for them to not voice their opinion, or were you looking for them when they found something to talk about is to actually bring it to management, bring it to you, bring it to someone who can change it? To talk a little bit about that.
Well, that's a good point, Louis. I didn't know what we wanted at the time. I was just reactive. I treat them well. I assume that if they got an issue, I've always said, I've got open door policy. I didn't have a cubicle office. I sat together with them. Okay. They would just come and talk to me. And I have conversation with them. I have lunch together with them. It's not like I'm this unapproachable person. So, why is all this happening? And I guess, complaining at work and it's just, whether it's at work or in life, it's a typical habit that we do develop sometimes. Sometimes we call it venting. It may be okay, if you want to vent to your friends or certain people, but if you're just venting, and you're not bringing up a solution, it doesn't help the problem at all. In fact, as the example I talked about, imagine you bring down your worker, and every single negative every negative comment you bring up or scenario you bring it to, and most of the time in most corporate culture, those people, they would not say that, you know what, you should go and talk to Gary about it, or you should think of a solution for it. Because you know why? Because people take the path of least resistance. It's just so easy to say, oh yeah, that's unlucky. Oh yeah, the bin is a bit dirty. Versus to say, you know what? Why don't you clean it?
So what I'm hearing is that you recognize that there was a challenge or an issue or a problem with the people just talking negatively without a solution. And did you do something about that to improve that, to get them to come up with solutions, to get them to talk to you about it? Tell me what you did. I'm looking for some takeaways here that the viewer can take away from this.
Yep, I've got takeaways for you and your viewers as well. I guess at the time I wanted to really paint this picture is that I was just trying my best. I was just reacting to the situation. I didn't have any secret lessons on what I can implement. I was distraughted. Like, in fact, I'll give you an actual scenario. One of the girls, I told her to help me organize the Christmas party. Actually, I didn't say you have to. Do you want this opportunity to organize the Christmas party for us? And she was ecstatic and said, yes, I want to. And I said, okay, here you go. These are the details. And then she went to like complain to her friends and said that, you know what? Gary told me to organize this Christmas party, and I was so excited. But then he picked this free venue that I didn't enjoy. I didn't like any of them. I think they all suck. Like, geez, like I don't even want to organize it now.
He picked this what? It broke up there. He picked this.
The free location, the free venues that Gary chose. I didn't like it. The free restaurants.
Yeah.
So subsequently, the next day, I didn't know this at the time. I said, well, actually, you can choose any venue that you want, any place that you want to organize it. It's just like the free places I found so far.
Yeah.
So she told the negative stuff to her friends, but the positive stuff, she doesn't tell her friends. So imagine she says, the people around her have heard that my manager sucks, or Gary sucks, or the company sucks, like, on multiple occasions, but the good stuff, it doesn't get fed back onto them. What does that do to the culture? And I was like, up to like 11:30 to 12 o'clock at night, I was talking to our CEO, Joshua, at the time. It's like, geez, like, is this what business is about? I remember when we were a smaller team, we had less overheads, we were having more fun, we're making more profit, and now we're growing to become a bigger company, and we have more heartache, we have more work than ever. We always have to put out fires and stuff, and we're finding it more difficult to grow. Is this what business is about? Because it's not what I'm enjoying. I'm not really enjoying this anymore. Maybe we should just, my CEO said, maybe we should just keep it small to like a core of like 4 to 5 people, and we will just make healthy profit. We don't need to keep growing. But ingrained inside of me, I felt that I always wanted to grow and stuff, and there must be a way. So I came across, which is my coach at the time. I came across this person that I didn't know was going to be my future coach. He preempted this, that, you know, as all growing company, one day you're going to come across this stage that your best people will start to create trouble and may start to leave. You're going to have a cultural problem within your workplace. I said, yeah, that may have happened to a few of the companies you come across. It's not going to happen to me. We're all happy and dandy. We're different. We're special. But lo and behold, like 3 months later, that point like happened to us. That's when I found out there's this secret group going on.
So what did you do, Gary? Tell us, what did you do? I want to find out, how does someone recognize, all right, we all have this issue in our company. People are talking bad. What do you do? How do you put the smack down? How do you stop this? How do you fix it?
And the climax is coming, Lewis. So through the person that I got in touch with the coach and ran me through this process is a normal thing that businesses go through. The secret of what you need to come up with, you need to have a set of core values of what set your business, what defines your business. Is the equivalent of like the 10 commandments of your business. So, for example, like if you don't like people complaining without a solution, make that as a core values of yours. That at Eweb Marketing, we don't bring up a problem unless we have a solution. If you think that people are constantly there agreeing that they'll perform certain tasks, but they just don't do it, we'll put that as a core values as well. Like we currently have a core values called act with integrity. So we say, whatever we say we do, we will actually commit to it. So the core values will govern to what is the DNA of your organization. If you haven't defined your DNA of what constitutes of what is special to this organization, how do you expect people to adhere to it? The only thing that you communicate to people is about profit, or what's your sales target, how many calls you have to make, or how many tasks you have to perform, and what is the ultimate profit you want them to attribute to. But if you don't communicate to them what is the core values that your company is important to you, you can't expect them to behave that way, because every person comes from a different walk of life. They have different ethnic background, different religion, and different work ethics as well. So by having that clear core values of what the company stands for, it will set your company in good stead in attracting the right people and keeping the right people. And the people that doesn't adhere to your core values, you didn't even need to get rid of them most of the time. They'll find that this is not the place that want to work, and they'll automatically weed themselves out of the system.
Yeah.
We've got people that we hired after just 1 day, they found that this is not the place that want to work. Some people 3 days, some people a week, some people a month.
Yeah. So are these core values, are these things that you have hanging up in the office that you give them on day one? It's written, it's bullet points, it's a book. What is it?
Yeah, that's a good question, Lewis. When we first came up with the core values, like the implementation was quite important. And if I was to give it a takeaway for your fans and followers to take away, is that if you're a big company, like, you should work with your senior management team to come with the core values of what is important to you guys. If you say you have a group of like 10 plus staff, like, keep it small, because if you have too big of a group, it's too hard to come with the core values. But if you have, like, say 5 to 8 people, I would like involve your staff and say, like, what do you think make us special? What do you think is our core values is that we want every single one of the team members to adhere to? What do you think is special between us and our competitors that is unique to our DNA? So you want to work with the people that is going to be integral part of the company moving forward, to define what is the DNA of the company is. From there, once you've defined what they are, you need to, like, roll it out to the company. Assuming that you've got a bigger size team, that not everyone was involved in the process of creating these core values, you should create, like, exercise, which is what we've done. We first rolled it out to communicate to everyone what our core values. Everyone heard it and listened to it.
So what was that? That was a meeting. You got everybody in a room and you said, we've got something to tell you, and you surprised them with these core values?
Yes. So we told them that our core values, these are our core values, and do you want me to go through what they are for us specifically?
Well, how many do you have?
We've got 5.
Yeah, I'd love to hear them.
Okay, so the first one is active integrity. So one time our company was facing an issue that people say that they will do stuff and they just don't do it. And it doesn't just apply for company internal as well, but even a client that says that they'll do certain stuff, they write certain articles by certain times so we can optimize it for the search engines. It's just not being done, and we just accept that as part of our culture. But we say that, well, that's just so frustrating that Lewis said he'll call me at 10, and he doesn't call me at 10. Tom said he'll send me this email by 5 o'clock and just doesn't get sent. And we're always going to backtrack and chase up people, and it's just so frustrating. So I don't want that anymore, and our team didn't want it anymore. So we say active integrity, and not just like delivering work, but just having that honesty, that ethics that you want with the people that you work with. You don't want people that's lying, that's deceiving, that's dishonest. If you have something, like, say it. Don't just hide it inside, like, and go, like, behind people's back and talk about it. So that's our number 1 core values. The second part is be passionate about learning. For us, like, in the nature of the game, in the online marketing, with the whole globalization, like, coming around as well, like, unless you're learning, you're growing, you're dying. Like, you're going to be passed by other companies and other entrepreneurs and other business people and other more successful business model as well. So we always need to be evolving and growing and learning. So not everyone have to learn and grow, and some people are happy just to be reaching that plateau, like, for, like, a large part of their life. But for us, it's a unique, like, DNA with us that we want to be growing with people. Like, progress is a large key to attaining happiness in life, and for people, like, when they're growing, they feel successful. So that's one part that we put in, being passionate about learning and growing. And
so if people are learning and growing, do they ever learn a new skill, a new trade, and then they go off and start their own company and they leave, or what happens there?
Yeah, well, part of the learning process is that I'm sure you've experienced this, Lewis, yourself. That a lot of us, before we started the business, we thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was, and there's probably like 100 or 1,000 like different potholes and hurdles that we didn't anticipate, but it came up. So if we have to do it again, like, in hindsight, will we do it the same? we have leverage of the connection of mentors or people that have done it before, or people that have a much bigger network, we will do things differently. We will partner with someone that have a much bigger network. That's what Eweb provides, and through their learning and growing, they understand that yes, I can go out there to make it, but Eweb already have this big leverage and like moving machine, and life is what they also learn about as well. Life is not all about like profit and making money. It's about happiness, and I belong to part of this happy family that I don't see work as work. Like when you tell people that I'm going to work on Sunday, how many people say, "Oh, congratulations, Louis! Like, geez, like you get to go to work on Sunday. How awesome is that?" In fact, most people will say, "Louis, you're working a bit too hard." Like, but the reality is, we love what we do, and you love what you do. Like, and our team love what we do as well. So when they come here, they don't just see it as work as the traditional sense. Our third core value we have is commit to excellence. Like, we don't just want to like meet the industry standard, meet the standard of what our competitors have done. We want to surpass it. We want to change the game. Like, that's what we're excited about. Kind of similar to Apple, always challenging the status quo. The fourth one we have...
Before you go to number 3, I want to go back to number 2, because you said a passion for learning, but you didn't really address, have you encouraged people to learn to where they learn and grow, but then they end up leaving because they've learned and they've grown out of your company?
Well, there's people that end up learning and they move on, but most of the time, well, I can pretty much say all of the time that the people who have left are not a right cultural fit. Like that, they ingrain or like that's part of them that they feel that this is not right for them. It's not because this opportunity is you can't attain it at Eweb. In some cases, like since we work a lot with Gen Y, there's still some people that see the grass is greener on the other side. This is the first job they got into, so someone is dangling more opportunity in front of them. They may jump ahead, but I don't think it's necessary due to their learning that they become complacent and move elsewhere. In fact, one of the things that we encourage them is to learn, so we can groom you up to become an entrepreneur, where you can start your own enterprise within the whole Eweb family, and you can basically run your own show.
Wow, that's fantastic. So number 3 is excellence. Number 4?
Number 4 is create raving fans. So we don't. Our client is our extended family, and we when we hold our Christmas party or a lot of different function, we invite them along, and we celebrate some of their birthdays, and sometimes we get invited to the weddings and the birthday parties as well. So we don't just want to just here's your product, here's your service, here you go. We want to really give them the experience that they can remember, that they can share with their friends. I remember quite a few times that we've delivered such a good service to our client that they deliberately fly interstate to our office just to give us a box of chocolate to say thank you for the job well done. Oh. And that is what warms our teams up, and that's what energizes us, and that will keep the funnel going, that won't give us the energy that we want to give more to our client.
Beautiful.
And the last core values we have is build a positive team. So we can do all that, but if you don't care about your team members, if someone is sick, like right now, I can tell you that there will be 3 or 4 people who will say that, "Hey, do you need me to drive you to the doctors? Do you need any Panadol? Do you want me to get you a glass of water? Do you want me to go to our sleeping room for a nap?" There will be different people coming up to you to say, "Are you okay?" But with a lot of work organization, if that building positive team element is not there, what do you get? You come to work, and you may say, "I'm making more money than I am ever before," but out of a room of 50 or 100 people, not a single person say hello to you. How will work feel? When people go to lunch, they just all rush off to their own direction. Nobody says "Louis, Gary, do you want to go for lunch?" How lonely would that be? When they go and get a glass of water, they don't ask you, "Do you want a glass of water?" And you just end up going to get a glass of water yourself. There's no team, there's no community, there's no bonding. So that's why we have build a positive team as one of the critical elements to our culture as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Gary, it's a great interview so far. Tell us, what is it that Eweb Marketing does, just so everybody has an idea of what it is that you actually do.
Well, we help businesses grow online, and specifically, how do we help them grow online? Traditionally, we've been providing products and services, more so services, consulting to help them with service such as like SEO, search engine optimization, pay-per-click, conversion rate optimization, social media, and all the related service like looking after the analytics, like copywriting, stuff like that. But as we've grown, like we've learned that by helping companies, I guess implement their strategy is one way we can bring happiness to different people. But we do it on a limited scale. What if we can like educate people on a mass on how to like grow their businesses online? We can, I guess, bring happiness to a lot more people. So subsequently, we change our business model to give a lot of free education away, and running on the back of that will be like running a lot of seminars, like to teach people how to grow their business. And on top of that, we have like tools that we created over the last 13 years on how to automate a lot of the SEO strategies, on how to get better conversion rates, and a lot of like video tutorials and coaching sessions that we're putting that we can help a lot more people.
So is that where you find your clients, is by giving away free information that brings them value and then they want more?
Yeah, like ultimately, if we're able to help people and help them to become more successful, they will want to, if they want to do it on a more in-depth or greater scale, who do they go to? Do they go to some unknown supplier, or do they go to someone that's helped them in the past? So we're not necessarily thinking what is the end reward, but even if a few people they may not be ready for SEO, but have read a few like guidelines on how to build a website, like from our side, we felt that we have done our part like in bringing happiness to this world.
Yeah. So you teach people how to grow their companies online, and you educate them. And then because of the value that they've gotten, they might even just, it sounds like they choose you to help them do that? Is that how you find clients?
If they find that what we've taught them is valuable, like they can choose us, they can choose any supplier that they want.
But what I'm saying is you teach them how to do it. They realize that they don't want to do it themselves. And then they say, here, can you just do this for me?
Yes, because like we teach them how to do keyword research and how to optimize their site. But a lot of business owners, like they want to work on the business. They want to work on how to do what they're good at, not actually doing SEO or pay-per-click on conversion rate optimization. So they prefer to get an expert.
So you teach them how to do what they need to do, but they realize it's not worth their time. They don't want to do it. They don't care to do it. And then they hire you to do that.
Yes, they can get us to help them with the strategy. But Lewis, these days, like with the online, is so dominant of businesses these days. Like it's very hard for a business owner not to get involved in this strategy at all, because ultimately you need to link the sales, the marketing, the IT, the HR, all the different departments together for them to come together. Even the accounting, the accounting system, the accounts department, or how they track the stuff and how they link it back to the CRM is all integrated. So if the owner is hands off, we can help them just work with the marketing guys, or sometimes it's the web dev, the IT guy to get minimal traction. But if they want to get the maximum benefit, first the owner need to go through the education process of themselves of what's all this like online business? How do I prosper my business through these online channels? And from that, like we can help them do a lot of the groundwork or provide tools for them to do it, or educate the marketing guys on how to implement a lot of the strategies. And copywriting, they can use your company to do the copywriting as well. But they, as a business owner, they need to know what's going on to see the bigger picture.
So typically, who is a client of yours? Is it a startup company? Is it a company that's been around for years? Is it a company that's in revenue, or a company that's generating 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures? Where are they at?
We work with a lot of, we actually have a few different tiers of companies that we've got. We've got one that helps with the companies that have a 1 million plus digital spend, so more the household brand that you may be familiar with. And then we've also got like a lot of SMEs, which makes up for 90% of businesses in society. So the SMEs is where a lot of our educational seminar is catered for, and help them, I guess, give them the education and the tools that they need to grow the business.
Are these online seminars, or are these in-person seminars?
In person, and we also have like webinars and stuff as well. But we've we've only started adopting the educational seminar model in the last like 2 or 3 months. Actually, it was coming from a conversation from you that inspired me to switch the way that we think, that we can bring a lot more, we can help a lot more businesses and bring happiness to them. So from that point, like as of a few months ago, we've switched our business model to completely just helping businesses. So initially, we're just helping doing actual seminars within Australia. We're doing webinars that's open to anyone throughout the world. Over time, we'll be looking to expand this like to the rest of the world as well.
Beautiful. So you said that you get a majority of the people into your business through your referrals, and these are your employees. I want to focus on this company culture. So you explain to them what the 5 values are, your 5 core tenets. But what else do you do differently, you think, other than getting a friend of a referral who's already working at the company and explaining to them your 5 core values, in terms of making sure you've identified the right person that fits into that culture?
Yes, well, one of the biggest things that we got, aside from the core value, is our company vision. Our company vision is we bring happiness, success, and fun to everyone we encounter, which means that our job, like if by ourselves, we can achieve a level of happiness level by ourselves. Like, so if I say that I can send any of you guys to an island by yourself, you have all the toys and luxury items that you want, like all the clothes, shoes, tanks, aeroplane, movies, like PlayStation, wherever you're into, food, like everything will be there, but it'll just be yourself. Or you can not have all of that, but just spend time with your closest friends and family on your home, like for a weekend, like or for the same duration of time. What you prefer, is that all the luxury stuff in the world, or stuff that money can buy, or is it the stuff that money can't buy? You're just spending time with quality time with your friends and family, and most people would be choosing like with their friends and family. So ultimately, by ourselves, yes, we'll get a level of fun and happiness and all that, but it only like reach a certain plateau. Where we get higher level of happiness is when we start giving and contributing to other people as well. So one of the things that I will say, like for each one of you, like if I give you $100 to spend to your team, if they spend it on themselves, or if they use that $100 like to spend it on giving it to someone else, I can tell you at the end of the day, like at the end of the challenge, like the people that spend it on giving it to other people, it'll be a lot more memorable. It brings a lot more happiness to them. Obviously, understanding the circumstances, the person is not in starvation or in hunger, or like need $100 to go to the doctor to have a life-saving surgery. But in most cases, you find that people that actually spend the money on other people, they bring a lot more happiness. So that's what our company vision is about. When you look after your team, look after your client, look after your partners and stakeholders, happiness will come as a result, and profit will come, and through that you change your world. So our company culture our company vision is what helps us to define our culture as well. So for each person that comes in, we've got what is called information day, that we have like 50 to 100 people each month that is interested to join us.
Say that again. I'll make sure everybody gets that. Say that again.
So each month we have an information day.
Gary, the phone, it's breaking up right now, Gary. Gary, can't hear you now. Hold on one second. Some reason
usually we have like
the connection just broke up. Can you just repeat? Gary, I'm gonna have to cut. Gary, I'm gonna have to cut this out. Repeat everything that you just said. It broke completely up.
Okay. So we have a information day where we have 50 to 100 people that turns up. And how did they find out about the information day is we've got a recruitment portal set up that is called Pay to Learn. So people that want to... You have
what? It's very unclear. The internet is breaking up right now. I'm going to cut this whole part out. Maybe you can just repeat that whole thing. It's getting really choppy.
Yep, let me check the connection. Okay, is it better now?
No, but go ahead.
Yeah, let's hang up and try connect again. What do you think?
let's keep going, only because the video is right here, and I don't want to do a whole lot of editing. So if this is still in the video, so go ahead if you could.
Okay. So we have like 50 to 100 people like turning up for our information day. And how did this 50 to 100 people find out about like the information day? Is through our recruitment portal. We've got a recruitment portal called Page to Learn, where it talks about our culture, our values, and what we stand for as a company. And they come through in the actual information day. And I'm usually there to give them like a speech from the CEO and tell them like, what this company is about. One of the first things I say to them, if you come here looking for a job, this is not the right place for you. If you come here looking for your career, we don't have any career for you. If you're looking for your mission in life, this is the place that we've got an opportunity for you.
Wow.
We wanted to like bring happiness to this whole world, like to everyone that we meet, and we need people that is passionate in this area, that wants to achieve something in their life beyond just making money. I tell them, if you want to make the most money you can in this world, go and work in investment banking, go and work in like real estate or other industry. That there's opportunity that in the short term at least you may be able to make more money. But for us, like if you money is the most important thing for you, this is not the right place for you to be at. But if you wanted to make a difference in this world, but in terms of like a lot more happiness in this world, then this is the place that it could be for you. So that's where I begin and telling them about the company story, how we come up with a vision, and why our vision is our vision of bringing happiness, success, and fun is so important to us, why our core values is important to us.
So before somebody even gets a job at your company, before they even are interviewed, they have to sit through a, what did you call it?
So we got information day. That's the first step of the process.
So information day is the first step of the process. How do you get 100 people in a room to come to your information day?
Well, we spend a lot of time like building the traction to our recruitment site. We've been at university, giving like guest lecture, or during the orientation week, like having a standard to promote what opportunities within our company, and subsequently we capture like a sizable database, and that continues to grow by itself. And people like through word of mouth, they learn about our company as well. So instead of like having to respond to them one-on-one, we refer them to go to our recruitment site to get the information they need.
So someone comes to information day, you're bringing in word of mouth referrals, and what are the next steps from there?
The next step, if they find out that it's an opportunity they want to pursue, we ask them to get back to us or something that they'll find that will find so awesome and wow and amazing, like something that stands out from the crowd. Because we're not just recruiting people based on their skill, but more so like how unique they are as a person and what out of the box solution that they can think. So if they can come up with something that really wow and impress us, and the resume also fit the bill as well, we'll get them in for a meet and greet. A meet and greet is different to an actual interview. It's just an informal process for us to get to know each other. From that, if they
what is your meet and greet? So you're sitting at a bar, you're sitting in a conference room, you're sitting on couches.
It could be a coffee shop. It could be at our office.
And that's one-on-one?
Yes, usually it's one-on-one or one with a couple of our team members that they get to meet and ask questions, and we just find out whether it's the right cultural fit for each other and whether there's any glaring questions. And if they qualify from that, we bring them back for an interview where we assess them more on the skill set and on what they're pursuing in terms of their career and the mission in life, to see whether it's aligned with what we're looking for. From there, like through, it could be one interview or it could be multiple interviews, that once we've done all the skills and checks and that it all fits the bill, we'll present with them with an opportunity. And one step we've also put in is that if they actually go through all the interview process, we've decided to make them an offer, provided we might throw in a commitment test that we'll pull out like $500 to say that, okay, you can sign a contract today, or you can take this contract and you got a job right now, or you can take this $500. What would you prefer to test the commitment whether they're really in it for the right reason? And after they start with 1 month, we also throw the same test out as well, and we say that you've been here for a month, you know what we're about. Now we'll give you like $3,000 if you want to leave, to take this offer and leave, or if you want to continue this journey. And $3,000 is, you can say that it may be a lot of money to some, it may not be a lot to certain, but the main reason we throw it out is that the people that we want to stay, they really give it a good thought. Am I really here for the money, or am I here for the right reason? We want to retain the people that's really in it for the right reason. There may be people that will take the money and run. But
so you've had people before they've even been employed by you. You've given away $500 to people without even hiring them.
So far, nobody has taken it for the $500. Nobody has taken the $3,000. But there was a time last year where our company, we had a change in our strategic direction, where we put, instead of focusing on online marketing as the #1 core focus of the company, we switched to become like an entrepreneur or business owner as the #1 priority. So switching our mindset, and we were talking to them how, even though we've been winning numerous fast growth awards, where we wanted to grow, we're going to grow a lot faster. And what we demand from our team, they need to be growing and learning a lot faster than before. So if you think we're going fast before, you've experienced nothing yet. And this journey, it may not be suitable for everyone, but it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be, the rewards is going to be there at the end as well. So if you're in for the ride, we'd love for you to stay. However, if you don't think this is the path that you want to go on, I'll give you like $5,000 for you to leave by the end of the week. And 4 people have took up that offer to leave. And I wouldn't say any of the 4 people were really surprised. And again, I think it's the path that we're going is not necessarily the right direction where they want to go. But some of them, like, we have asked them in the past, are you happy? Are you happy like with what you're doing? Are you happy with working at Eweb? And they say yes, 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 yes. But when you have the $5,000, suddenly like surprises comes out. Like, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I didn't bring it up because I didn't want to bring it up because I wasn't solid on what I was thinking yet. But now that you talk about this new direction together with the $5,000 as well, I think it's the right time. I don't think it's right for me to keep going hiding this behind your back. So it gives a easy way for them to exit as well without this awkward opportunity. And I mean, it's very energizing for us that every single person that stays is 110% committed to the company and have that energy and drive to go forward. You don't have to slow down for any weak link anymore.
Yeah. So Gary, you said that bringing in friends and family, getting rid of negativity, having your core values, making sure that the people are aligned with your vision. Is there anything else that you feel separates you from everybody else, that the reason why you're winning all the awards, while you're generating happy clients, happy internal employees, customers, and getting ranked by all the companies and foundations and magazines and newspapers out there? Is there anything else that you think you may be able to share that creates the kind of culture that people want to work at?
Yeah, I think this may not sound as exciting as the culture, as the core values or the vision that we have, but this piece that I'm going to give you, it brings it all together and ties how we can actually work with our existing team. We call it personal growth projection. A lot of companies, what they have is called performance review, and usually when people think of performance review, it has a negative connotation to it, like I'm in trouble. I need to make sure that I deliver on the performance review, or otherwise, like I might get a warning or something. Whereas and the performance review is usually like a KPI set by your manager or superiors on what goals that you need to attain, what are the core targets, what are the tasks that you have to achieve by a certain time. For us, we've got the personal growth projection. It's something that we ask our team members, like, for each one of you, being passionate to learn and grow is one thing that we value within the company. It's important to you as well as what you've told us in the past. So where we get happiness is when we're growing and progressing. Imagine like what I get you to do today, you're going to be doing the exact same thing like a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. How boring would that be? And that's what a lot of people working in a job that doesn't change, they feel that they're not really growing it, and that they don't really get excited to come to work. So for our team, they all understand that they want to be growing, they want to be challenged and all that. So we ask them like, so in 3 months' time, or in 6 months' time, in 12 months' time, if you're killing it in what you do, what would success look like? And ask them to come up with like actual definable outcomes that they can see that would give them this picture that I've killed it. So for some of them, it could be reaching a certain sales milestone. For certain people, it could improving on the client retention rate. For certain people, it could be I will have done this course. For certain people, it could be for me to get the skills that I need to read these 2 books. For certain people, it will say that I need to self-assess on how I build a positive team. Right now, I give myself a rating 6 out of 10. But at the same time, quarter, I want to give myself at least a 7 out of 10 rating. And these are the actions that I need to do to build a positive team. Like, I'm going to go and at least talk to one person that I don't normally talk to each day. So they basically map out a plan on how they can grow, which in turn will help to grow the company as well. And we have coaches and mentors that we work with them on how do they help them grow. And if we talk to our team in terms of the overall remuneration, like what is it based on? When we're talking about someone wanting to get improve their pay, how do we assess them? With most companies, they look at the KPIs on what they perform in the sales target or the task being performed as the key indicators on whether they deserve to get paid more. But let me ask you like this question: like, what if one of the team that have killed it in sales, but they treat the rest of the team like crap? Like they give them respect, and the sales that he makes, he doesn't really look after the customer, always overpromise and deliver and all this other stuff, but he just goes to achieve the quickest result. Whereas another person that may have done average in sales, but it's really helping, like whenever like a teammate needs his help, whether it's production, whether it's campaign management, whether it's just picking up a piece of rubbish on the floor, or whether like when a team member is feeling sick, they ask you whether you're okay, and ask them whether they go to doctors and help them out and stuff. Those stuff will create those things is what we call what we define the core values. It makes up the other half of the company. If you all focus on just the KPIs without the core values, you're going to have a company that's not very sustainable, where everyone is just competing on what is being measured. And we know there's a lot of stuff that is important to us is not being measured, like the quality of the output of your product and service or the sales call. Not everything could be measured. But if you start to tie it into the core values on how much someone has actually improved in the area, together with how much they've improved in the key performance indicators, together is what we measure in terms of like how well they've grown. And it's target that they set for themselves. It's not like, hey, you have to meet certain target. In Grain, we create a culture. Every single person wants to improve.
So in addition to this performance growth projection, are you also measuring productivity or revenues or different things of that nature in addition to the personal growth?
Yes. So we have all the measurements of a typical company work on how sales that they're generating, on the client retention rate, how many calls is being made, and what's the productivity on the production line. We've got. So you
go a step above and beyond by their personal growth projection.
Yes. The personal growth projection is up to them to set their own targets on what they feel is a good target to set. And some of your followers might be listening and thinking, okay, what if they just something is too easy? Well, if it's too easy, we say, well, looking at what benchmark of other people is able to do and not what you can do you think this is the hardest of what you're capable of? And maybe he will tell you that because I've committed to this special project that we got on, I can only allocate so much time, and it makes sense that's why it set a more conservative target. If you say that you have to reach a target without consulting them, they may say, oh, well, I'm not going to be involved in extracurricular activity, which is like hooking up with a special project or maybe revamp of a website. That that they could be involved in. So I don't want to get involved because I'm not going to get paid extra. I'm not going to get recognized in that.
Fantastic.
Someone is dying on the reception. I'm not going to help them because it's not going to be recognized in my KPI, in my final pay.
That's
So
great.
we basically ask them to come up with what they think is safe. If the easy way is we ask them to stretch it or educate them. Hey, if you use these tools or this strategy, maybe you can get better results. And if they think that they can, they will automatically raise the bar as well. Sometimes what if they set it too high?
Beautiful.
So we don't want that they just overshoot and overconfident and then just be let down and just always not achieving what they set out to achieve. So we educate them like, do you have a plan on hitting this target? Is this plan realistic? What is it that you come across to set these goals? So ultimately we want to help educate them, but not basically tell them this is the target you want to set.
Great. Gary, we're at the top of the hour. It's been an amazing interview. I think there's a lot of great takeaways here that everybody can start implementing in their own business. I know there's a few things that I'm going to start implementing myself. As far as recruiting friends and family, I think creating that culture and really, like you said, that community and that family. It's a place that people want to show up to and want to hang out at. Getting rid of the negativity to me was a great thing, and looking at the core values of people that they have to make sure that it's an absolute match. I think listing the tenets or the 10 commandments or 5 commandments or whatever anybody comes up with, I think is absolutely brilliant. Every company should have that as the backbone, and piggybacking right on top of that is the absolute vision. I think you've got an absolutely amazing vision with the company, and then the personal growth projections I think is a great idea. It's something that I'm actually starting to implement in my business and getting people to grow and really start looking at that. I'm starting to send a couple folks to seminars. I know you just sent everybody to Tony Robbins, and that was fantastic. We're at the top of the hour, Gary. Any final piece of advice from #1 fastest growing company and company value culture, best place to work at in Australia and probably soon to be the rest of the world? Any final advice for the folks watching?
Work is there to be enjoyed, not endured.
One more time, it broke up there. What is it?
Work is there to be enjoyed, not endured.
Work is to be enjoyed, not endured. Gary Ng, the founder and CEO of Eweb Marketing, thank you so much. This has been a brilliant interview. This is Louis Lautman. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.